No rest for the wicked, boys and girls, as we return for the matches out in European 2020 qualifying campaign. These babies take place on October 11th, and I got my picks coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're taking a look at some more European 2020 qualifying campaigns, and we'll get you with my predictions in just one secondo. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, keep you bang up to date. Little things, Blackburn Rovers related, European 2020 related, World Football related, we go here. Underwarowski, boys and girls, that's right. And again, just like yesterday, I want to let you know that I've got a Patreon channel, boys and girls, or a platform, or whatever you want to call it. It is an avenue for you to express yourselves and support me in another way besides your viewership. There are 3 tiers of support, ranging from $1 all the way up to $10. If you feel like this is something that you could look towards and maybe reach out and help me out in another regard to help me push this platform onto another level, that's the way to do it, boys and girls. There is a link to the Patreon in the description down below. Once you hop over there, you can check out what's available for you in regards to those 3 tiers, and I would appreciate you if you just spent a couple minutes of your time to go check that sucker out. Anyway, folks, let's kick it on further and take a little look first and foremost at the last time that these nations played over in European 2020 qualifying campaign, and that includes England, who look red hot at the moment. This is over in Group A. On the right hand side will be the actual scoreline, and the left hand side will be my prediction. See how I got on this time out. Now, these games did take place around about 7th or 8th, something like that, of September. So let's get going, folks, and then we'll kick on to take a look at how we're going to get on with the next round of predictions. So England did take on Kosovo. What a game that was. 8-goal thriller, ultimately ending up in favour of England. With a 5-3 victory. Actually, one with a 3-0 win for England, so not too shabby. Next up, Montenegro did take on Czech Republic, and the Czechs picked up a 3-0 win away from home. I got the one absolutely wrong. I got the right amount of goals, though, but I just didn't distribute them correctly. Lithuania took on Portugal. That's over in Group B, and that was a 5-1 win for Portugal. Big big win for them. They are back into the thick of things out in their group. Actually went with a 2-0 win in the end. Luxembourg against Serbia. Looks like their vacation is absolutely over. They looked like they were good to try and make a sneaky back entrance to this qualifying tournament, but no, Serbia absolutely battered them 3-1 final score over in Luxembourg. Actually went with a 3-0 win, so not too bad indeed. Meanwhile, over in another group, Albania, they took on Iceland. This is in Group H. Final score 4-2 in the end for Albania. Surprise, surprise. Get themselves into the reckoning here over Iceland. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Albania, so I wasn't too far off it. It was my scoreline, but then you just doubled it, and that's what got to you. France took on Andorra, and that was an easy peasy win for them. 3-0 win for France, 5-0 for me. Not too shabby. And Moldova did take on Turkey, and again, no questions asked. Turkey look good right now, topping the table as it stands, but we'll take a look at that right here, right now, actually. 4-0 final score for Turkey, 2-1 for me, just to clarify it. So all in all, not too shabby. If you put that in the bookies and you knocked out that Montenegro one, you would have been quids in, boys and girls, quids in. So let's take a look at it. These are the tables of the nations that are involved in this video. The game's taking place on October the 11th. So England currently flying high out in Group A, and they've played 1 game less, so they could actually extend their lead to a whopping 6 points should they pick up a victory against whoever they're playing next, which we'll take a look at in a second. I think it's Czech Republic. Speaking of Czech Republic, they are in second spot at the moment with 9 points on the board. Meanwhile, over in Group B, it's Ukraine and Portugal leading the way, both of them unbeaten as it stands. Moving forward, Turkey lead the way on goal difference ahead of France out in their group, which is Group H. France are in second. Iceland not too far away as well, 12 points. Albania could also make a late run for qualifying as well in a very, very tight Group H. Now let's get forward and take a little look at the games that take place right here on October the 11th, boys and girls. Montenegro will open us all up with a match against Bulgaria. Now, this game does take place, like I said, on the 11th. They played each other over recent records at least 5 times. 1 win for Montenegro, 1 win for Bulgaria. 3 draws along the way. You've got to go all the way back to 2010 for Montenegro's last victory, and that was when Bulgaria hosted them. Meanwhile, the past 2 encounters between the 2 sides over in Montenegro have ended in draws, and you've got to go all the way back to 2009 for Bulgaria's victory as well. So these 2 sides are evenly matched over the recent records, and for me, I'm actually going to give it to Montenegro to take it, 2-1 win, and that potentially could send Montenegro up to 5 points. Not really in contention whatsoever. Then it is Czech Republic up against England, same time, or same day at least. The recent record between these two sides going all the way back to 2008. One victory for England and a draw along the way. That one victory was the previous time earlier in the campaign. It was a 5-0 win over in England. Was it Wembley? Probably. And a 2-2 draw back in 2008. I'm trying to see, is there any recent match between these two sides over in the Czech Republic? I cannot see it. But it's going to be a difficult encounter. I know it's looking heavily in favour for England, but they did underestimate Kosovo on their own turf last time out. I do expect a bit of a fight for Czech Republic. I'm going with a 3-1 win for England away from home. Next up, over into Group B we go. It is Ukraine against Lithuania. It's a bit of a lopsided one, this one. The recent record between these two sides is 3 victories for Ukraine, 1 for Lithuania, and 1 draw. You've got to go all the way back to 2017 and a previous European qualifying campaign for Lithuania to take home a victory. It was a 2-0 win back in 2007. Sorry, did I say 2017? 2007. Meanwhile, the last time these two sides played in Lithuania, it was a 0-0 draw. So it's not ideal for Lithuania, but I do expect Ukraine to come out on top quite heavily. They look good right now. 4 wins on the spin. Lithuania, just the 1 point so far in the campaign. So there are. But for me, I'm actually going to side with Ukraine on this one. I'm actually going to go with a 3-0 win for the home team to take it and once again put some 3 points on the board. They look very, very solid right now and unbeatable. I think Portugal got the tasks, or at least a major task on their hands if they're going to get themselves top of the pops in this one. Speaking of Portugal, they are next, and it's going to be a one-sided affair against Luxembourg. Played 6, going back to 2005, and it's 6 wins for the Portugal, obviously. The last time that these two sides played over in Portugal was a 3-0 win, just a 3-0 win for the home team. Luxembourg did play it close, though, back in 2012 when Luxembourg hosted them in the same sort of World Cup qualifying campaign, ended up being 2-1. That's the best I can hope for Luxembourg. Unfortunately, the wheels have come off for them. 4-0 for me, for Portugal to take home all 3 points. And again, put the pressure on. Perhaps a late push to overtake Ukraine. This win could potentially push them up to 11 points with a game in hand over the current leaders, Ukraine. Meanwhile, over in Group H, it will be Turkey up against Albania. Turkey currently leading the way. Albania not out of it just yet. So I wouldn't rule them just out. They've got their all to do though, especially if they were to pick up a victory here, then maybe they'll get into the thick of things. Turkey coming to this, 1 defeat so far in the campaign. Albania on the flip side, 3 wins and 3 defeats. Their record goes 1-1, lost 1, 1-1, lost 1, 1-1, lost 1, or something like that. The recent record over the years, or at least the past 5 encounters, going all the way up to 2001, 3 victories for Turkey, 2 victories for Albania. So there you have it. It's not plain and easy, boys and girls. Now the recent record over in Turkey, it's just the 1 win for Turkey and 2 wins for Albania. So Albania find Turkey a bit of a happy haunting ground, but unfortunately I don't think they're going to get it this time. I think Turkey will take it. A 3-0 win, and that could put them onto 18 points and maybe too good for anyone to catch, at least in the top 2. Moving forward, Iceland against France is coming up, but before that, Andorra against Moldova. The recent record between these two sides is heavily in favour of Moldova. Going all the way to 2011, Moldova have won 4 of the 5 games. The other one was a draw. That draw was back in 2013 when Moldova hosted them. However, the record over in Andorra is 2 for 2 for Moldova, and Andorra haven't even scored a goal. They do come into this as well, yet to score a goal in the whole qualifying campaign. Andorra on the flip side, sorry, Moldova on the flip side, just 3 points better, but ultimately they do look woeful at the moment. But still, I still think Moldova will get the edge, 2-1 win, final score, and give themselves their 2nd win of the campaign. Too little too late though, they're not in the thick of things. And that's probably one of the ties of the round, Iceland against France. The recent record is pretty much in favour of the world champions, 3 victories at the past 4 games. The other 4th was a draw. They've not played in Iceland ever, so this will be the first time that they've locked horns on the island. Obviously Iceland come into this 2 defeats out of 6, 4 wins as well. France on the flip side did lose, I believe, to Turkey, but they come into this 3 wins on the spin, so they look very, very good at the moment. But you can't back against anything against the world champions at the moment. They look red hot, too cool for school. Even if against the cool folks of Iceland, I think France will take it 3 points, and again will be level on points with Turkey heading into match day number 8. boys and girls. What's going to happen out of this group? It looks very, very tight. In fact, don't even know what's going to happen in any of the groups, boys and girls. So be sure to stick around and check out the next round of matches, which are, you know, just a couple of days away. Before we bounce out of here, a bit of admin for you folks. And again, make sure you get your predictions in nice and early down the bottom. What you think will happen out in the European 2020 qualifying. Just to let you know, once normal service resumes on the channel, I'll be back on Mondays with live championship predictions, and same applies on Tuesday with Premier League predictions. They are on the channel. Occasionally, every other Thursday or something along those lines, we'll do Champions League predictions, boys and girls. Obviously, there's a bit of a gap between each match day, but they'll be live on the channel as well. Speaking of other stuff on the channel, I do have my FIFA career mode, keeping on going, and the making of a champion. That's with Sunderland as we try to get from League One to the tip of the top. A lot of people are unhappy with the career mode right now. I'm just plodding on, you know, just keep on plodding on. That's right. And speaking of FIFA, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I've got some late night drama. It's my song. I got stuck in my head. Late night FIFA on the chat on Twitch, boys and girls. Link to my Twitch platform is in the description down below. Best way to keep up to date with any live streams on Twitch is you go in there, you click on the link, it sends you over to the channel, you smash that, and then every time it goes live, it'll let you know on your phone, on your computer, whatever it is, to let you know that I'm live. And finally, let you know that I am going to be doing live watch-alongs on Twitch with Blackburn Rovers on the Saturdays. We return once again for the Blackburn Rovers Huddersfield game. It'll be an early kick-off. Nice and early, folks. About 7:30 for me, 12:30 for you guys in the UK, or wherever you are in Europe and abroad. That, my friends, is pretty much it. Again, make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for this match day. Obviously, it's a completely different beast compared to club football, international, European football, and all that kind of good stuff. I want to know what you think in this match day. We do it every single day over the next few days. We'll have a prediction show. We'll be back for match day number 8 on this one. So we'll take a look at these results on the 11th. It'll be shortly after the final whistle. Give me an hour or so, and then the latest round of predictions. And of course, these results will be on the channel. Anyway, until then, again, if you are new, smash that subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and I'll see you all very, very soon with some more European 2020. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.